So it's officially summer. And here in New England, I don't know, the weather has been kind of, it felt like it didn't feel like summer. And then the last few days, it's been like in the 90s now, or hot. So yesterday, I think it was like 95 or something. And I woke up and I've been kind of stuck at this plateau for a while, like a week plateau. And then yesterday, like, I lost like 1.5 pounds, and then today I gained it back. I don't know. I think what's happening is I started taking these probiotic pills, and they really kind of helped my stomach. And I really felt like in the beginning having like a stomach that was sensitive and always, kind of helped me steer clear of things, And now that I notice that my stomach's feeling better from the probiotic pills, I really think it's those pills because I just started taking them and I felt really much better. I'm like, I'm having like cookies and I'm eating kind of things I probably shouldn't be eating, but such small portions. I'm not going overboard. I'm not gaining tons of weight or anything, but I'm hitting this plateau this week. But I haven't hit many plateaus, so maybe I'm due for one, So yesterday, that's a kitty tail. Yesterday, I was kind of bummed out about the whole plateau thing, and also I haven't been doing the greatest with the gym. I haven't been going as much. I had mentioned in my last video that they found out I had low iron. And I really felt that kind of, I don't know, I had been feeling like, I don't know, every time anybody asked me, you want to go bike riding? Do you want to go to the gym? And I kept kind of going, no. Or I was taking a lot of naps. I just didn't have like the energy to do anything. And I'm still kind of feeling like that, But yesterday I just kind of like woke up and I'm like, Al, do you want to go hiking? And he said, sure. And a part of me was thinking he was going to say no. Like, I still forget that he's a different guy now. He got weight loss surgery. It's going to be almost, by the end of this month, it's going to be a year. And he's 6 pounds away from losing 300 pounds. I gotta say, he's really lucky. He doesn't have that, I don't know, big head syndrome. I don't know what it's called, but I've noticed some people that lose weight, their head kind of stays a little round, and then they'll maybe have like some hangy stuff here just because they had a lot of fat in their head. And luckily, his head just shrank down really nice. And if you look at him, you wouldn't even know that he had surgery. He has all these girls like, flirting with him now, and he just like he'll go into Starbucks and get like a coffee, and he told this girl, have a nice day, and she goes, I will now. And he keeps telling me all these stories, and after a while I'm like, okay, shut up, Al, I'm still fat and I feel ugly, and these cute girls are like flirting with him, but he really, I gotta say, I think that attention like really helps him feel better about himself. And if you look at him from the outside, from just him wearing his normal clothes, you would never think he got weight loss surgery. But if you see all the skin he has in his belly, that's where he mostly had it, then you know. So he's 6 pounds away from losing 300, and I went to my nutritional meeting to go over my labs and stuff, and he came with me, and the nutritionist was like, wow, you're one of like the highest weight losses we have here. She's like, I don't know for sure, but you're one of the top ones. And I gotta say, when he gets really determined, he can really he sticks with it, but he's been complaining that he feels like he's eating too much, and so he's been really trying to like up his exercise. But every time we go out to eat or we go anywhere, he likes the Starbucks Frappuccino light with no whipped cream, and that's like 280 calories. And then if we go out to eat, he has to have a glass of wine now, when he never was really a wine drinker. And I'm not really worried that he's becoming an alcoholic or anything, but that's more added calories, So little things are adding up. I really don't know his how much he's really, I can't really tell you his calories and everything, but he really, like, every day he's doing some kind of exercise. If it's on the machine at home, or if we're, going on a hike, or if he's going on a bike ride with his friend, they go, like, they'll ride for, like, hours and hours. Like, he'll leave the house at 2 and come back at 9 o'clock at night, and they're just riding. So if you really are, determined to get that body you want, I think right now he's like in the 250s and he wants to get to 220, and he's 6'4". So he really wants to get as skinny as he possibly can, and then kind of, I don't know, he wants to, his other friend is around the same weight and height. Maybe he was already a little less when he went into surgery, so he's already still a little less than him by maybe like 20 or 30 pounds. But his friend is already like, yeah, I want to stop. I don't want to keep going. I feel great where I am. He's worried about getting that, sunken in face look. But he's got a different kind of body than Al. He had more of a bigger head, and so when he's losing weight, there's some skin here, and he's just worried about, how he's going to look. But for Al, he doesn't have that, so he just really wants to keep going and going and going until he can't go anymore. And because he's like, if I ever have to, if I ever gain like weight in the future, I want to at least have gone down to my lowest point, and I don't know what his ideas are, but he just wants to keep going, and whatever, more power to him. So yeah, he's been out almost a year, and sometimes I forget, like, when he was where I am now, he wasn't eating all the bad things that I'm eating. I gotta say, though, like, the people I've met who kind of really hit rock bottom, they were miserable when they were overweight, they're doing really well right now. And the people who kind of, like, just got weight loss surgery just because their significant other got it, or they weren't really that heavy. Like, for me, I feel like my husband's always yelling at me, you're not taking this seriously enough. And when I look at what I'm doing, I feel like I'm doing better than the average person. But because, he's such a great role model, and he's constantly, like, making me feel bad, I feel like I'm doing pretty good. But as another person we knew who got the surgery, and around the same height as my husband, around 6'3", 6'4", and he got down to like 250 pounds, and now he's 330. He's joined the Wine of the Month Club. They got a box of wine coming like every couple weeks, and that's the thing that you gotta worry about, is this whole wine thing. I mean, like, I gotta say, my husband's drinking more wine than he ever has, and he notices that, like, when he drinks, he had like a little, his wine of choice is just kind of like a red wine, or he likes to do like sangria. And we went to the Outback Steakhouse, and I had their chicken Caesar salad, which was really good. I hadn't had it in a long time, and the chicken was really soft, and there was not that much dressing on the salad, and I ate half of it, and then the other half was my dinner. It was great. And he had a sangria, and so he's drinking it, and he's like, oh, this is kind of sweet. And I took a little sip. It was sweet, but it tasted really good. And so he keeps drinking it, and he's slurping it down just because it's cold. It was really hot outside, and the drink was cold. And then all of a sudden he got like really buzzed, like really kind of drunk. He's like, whoo! Like, if you kind of drink the stuff down, you feel this like high, like really quick. But for him, it doesn't last very long. But yeah, he does drink more. I don't feel like it's not like he's got we got empty bottles like in the recycling bin. It's not like that, because he knows, he sees this other guy who's drinking a lot and gaining all this weight. And, I gotta say, it's good having somebody in your life who's failing at this surgery, because they make this great, scary example that, you don't want to do that. You want to do everything that this person is not doing. So he sees this other guy who's just, like, gaining all this weight, and he's like, I do not want to be that. He's like, that's just the most scariest thing to him, is gaining all that weight back. And every day is like a struggle for him, and you know, he's always like, oh my god, I've eaten too much today. I've got to go on the elliptical, or you know, and I think it's always going to be like this for us fat people because, you know, that addiction is never really going to completely go away. I mean, the surgery does help you. You know, like sometimes I get uncomfortable. I'm like, oh god, I ate this and it made me sick. I'm constantly sick all the time. Not like to the point where I was before I was throwing up, but you know, there's still like, you know, you have this tiny little stomach and you can't, that's it. You fill it up and that's it. But your brain is just like, I'm still hungry. Like my body still wants food and you can't, you know. So like sometimes I get like angry and I'll like, you know, I will like half an hour later eat again because it's like I'm really hungry. Like my body is hungry. I'm just rambling on now. Now I'm like, what am I even talking about? So me anyways, I am kind of like been stuck. Where have I been stuck at? I've been stuck at like 182. Then I'm like, yesterday was 181.5, and then today I went to 183. I'm like, what the hell? I never go up that high. I don't know what the hell I did last night. I kind of ate a lot late. I had like my leftover salad last night. I had these 3 tiny little white cookies. And I don't know what. And also, okay, so yesterday I went hiking with Al. And we did 90 minutes in like 90-degree weather. But luckily it was like in really deep woods, and so there was, you know, some shade and everything. And we just went through all these trails, and you know, you get kind of lost in these trails, and you know, you have to walk back, you know. So if you push yourself really hard and then you're like, oh shit, I gotta push myself back, you know, I gotta walk all the way back to the car. It's really good exercise, you know. So 90 minutes over like rocks and boulders and streams and, you know, all kinds of crazy stuff. And afterwards, I just felt really great. And this morning, I woke up like, oh, I want to do it again. Like, I really enjoy hiking. But my husband really likes to do the biking. But I don't know, like, maybe, like, I retained some water from that, you know, hiking thing. I don't know what the heck happened. But I've been stuck at basically 182 for, like, a week now. Yeah, since... It's going to be like going on like 8 days now. I'm like, ugh. But it happens. You know, I remember my husband going through this, him hitting these plateaus. They're going to happen. It's not really your fault. I mean, sure, maybe I'm looking at my food and I think I kind of went over my calorie limit yesterday. But then with the hiking, I burned 700 calories. So I kind of like deducted that from what I ate and I was still kind of okay. But, you know, maybe there's some stuff sitting in my gut and I gotta go, you know, maybe that's what the weight is caused from. But yeah, I'm trying to take advantage of this nice weather and gonna hit my parents' pool on Sunday. And the great thing about a pool is probably the water is still really cold because the weather's been not really that hot lately. It's been hot like the last few days, but I bet you the water is still like really ice cold. And they say that really cold water is great because, you know, first you're swimming, that's exercise, but then your body wants to maintain its core temperature, and so it's burning calories that way. So it's kind of like a wham bam, you know, it's great. So I'm going to be doing that on the weekend, but you know, I wish I could get out of this plateau, but I'm going to just push myself with the exercise a little bit. Kind of, you know, reassess what I'm eating. Get that box of cookies away from my side of my bed. I just like leave it there on the side of my bed. And every couple of days I'll have like, you know, a serving of cookies. They're not that bad. I think they're like 140 calories for 3 little cookies. And there's like 8 grams of sugar. It's not that bad. But, you know, I probably shouldn't be eating them. Because I'm still, you know, sure, like, cookies are okay, but maybe a year out from now. Right now, I really should be just, you know, really trying to get to my goal. Because right now, I'm 182, and my goal is 140 pounds. Does that seem too small? Maybe. My real goal is 130. Like, I want to be, like, really, really, really thin. But I put 140 as like my realistic, like at least if I get there, I can die happy. But if I can keep going, that'd be awesome too. I think like my husband like has reached his goal like a long time ago. He was just happy to get, I think in the 200s, and now he's like, 240 or 250. I'm not sure where he's at right now. I guess that's it. But yeah, okay, it's summer. Get your ass out of the damn house. Start exercising. But I'm still so grateful that I got this surgery. A friend of mine who's also overweight, she has a lot of still has a lot of health problems. And her doctor had told her, you should get you should get weight loss surgery. And she just freaked out and she's like, no, I don't need that. Not that I don't need it, but I don't know, when someone puts out weight loss surgery, it's just kind of like, it's scary. It's I don't have a problem. I can do this on my own, And I've just been seeing her struggling all summer. And she sees me exercising, she sees me, doing all these things, and I see her doing off her little thing, eating ice cream, eating pasta, and having fun. And she's not being that bad, but, I know how much she wants to lose weight, and she just is not getting back on track. And I was there. I can't, criticize her because that's who I was before, too. But I think but, like her and other people, I feel like they live in this, if I can dream it, I can make it happen. And sure, if you're 20 pounds overweight, you can totally do that yourself and you can totally get to where you need to get. But if you need to lose 200 pounds, 300 pounds, 70 pounds, I think anything over 50, you're going to get to a point where you're going to lose 20, 30, and then you're going to your body just can't, you mentally cannot keep going. And then you'll stop, and then you'll gain the weight back, maybe more, and then you're back where you were, plus, extra crap added on, I'm just a very cynical person, and I don't know, I see kind of things for what they are, and I just kept seeing my failure, and my failure, not getting this weight off, and I'm just I'm like, why do I have to keep living this life of this miserable person that's never gonna be who I really want to be? My whole life I always wanted to be this skinny chick. Inside, there's a skinny chick, a really hot skinny chick, wearing tiny little outfits, and I've always been this person that wears really baggy clothes, and I'm always hiding from the world. And I've noticed that I'm constantly going shopping now, and I'm trying on clothes that I would never have worn even at this weight. I'm wearing a shirt right now that is so tight, but it's not. It's probably not tight, but I'm wearing clothes that are size large, even medium at this weight. And at this weight, I was always extra large, never go large, never go medium. That's crazy. But, I'm getting clothes that are medium just because I know I'm going to keep losing weight. Why, get something that fits perfectly. Get something slightly small so that I'll kind of shrink into it, But yeah, I just keep thinking about my friend, and I'm just I wish she had gotten surgery with me, I just, she just keeps posting things on Facebook about how, all these inspirational quotes of if you think it, you can do it. Those kind of I'll give up, but I'll keep trying. And I'm you can keep trying, but you're gonna die a unhealthy fat person. And me, I just kind of was I'm gonna do this. But I mean, it helped that I knew people who got the surgery. And, my husband got the surgery and knew what to expect. And maybe she just didn't know. She's, but I offered, do you want to go with me to the introductory meeting? And I'll, explain things to you. And, but I think some people think that, no, I can do this on my own. That's for That's for really fat people, you know. And I don't know. And I think any kind of weight on you is just not good, you know. And maybe I, you know, wasn't that fat, but maybe when I'm gonna be 50, I'll be like huge, you know. And by then, I've already like destroyed my body. Like I'll have all this excess skin. My heart will be messed up. And then if I get the surgery at that time, you know, I'll still have damaged things in my body. At least now my body's young enough that I can like kind of bounce back and, you know, I don't know. I'm just really happy that I did it. And sometimes I forget I've even gotten it. I still, you know, I feel like, I don't know, I thought getting the surgery I'd feel like so different, like my body, you know, because things are kind of, you know, been chopped up in there. And I don't know, I thought that I'd feel so different. I don't know, I feel the same Jen. And I just feel like really great about myself. I feel like more confident and just feel like my goal is going to happen, you know, like I've been kind of graphing out my weight, and every week I'm losing, well, I might change a little bit now that I've plateaued this week, but I'm usually losing, like I average like 2.5 pounds every week, and I'm like, I remember losing that kind of weight when I did Weight Watchers, like really hardcore, but that would only last, you know, for a month. And then, you know, your brain would just start kind of like working against you, and also sometimes your body just gets kind of used to the weight loss. Even if you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing, you're exercising, you're, you know, eating right, your body will just slowly kind of plateau for like, you know, a long time. But with this surgery, you plateau for like a week and then you're back to losing weight again. And, you know, it's great. If you haven't gotten surgery yet, do it, man. I mean, but do your research, you know. But I'm just so happy I did it. Really happy. I guess that's it. Just me mumbling today. All right. Bye, guys.